Welcome friends, we're back doing our vibrato thing. It's Mr. Olson, and we're going to go through some helpful hints as they deal with the arm vibrato for violins and violas. Alright, again, all this information is on the helpful hints of your information and instruction sheet, so I'm just going to kind of walk you through that. Okay, so as we are playing vibrato, I have that vibrato comes from a point of relaxation, not tension. So a lot of beginning string players hear that vibrato sound and they get all tense and they try to squeeze their hand and try to make that happen. It doesn't come from that tension. It comes from being relaxed. And that's hard to do again because you're turning that pinky towards your face. Another thing is that good posture and tone are needed for good vibrato. If you try to do vibrato and you have this waiter or waitress hand, it's not going to work. I wish I had a better solution for you, but your hand is already in the wrong position. You can't rock it back. It's not going to work. But if we can go from here, we can pull our hand back. From here, I can't pull it back. It doesn't work. It's already in the back position. And you got to have a really nice tone. So when you add your vibrato to it, you're actually going to make the sound happen with a tone that's pleasing. It's not going to sound all over the place and warbly. So, again, this is an arm vibrato helpful hints, but we have three different types of vibrato. We have finger, wrist, and arm. A lot of you know that I was taught wrist vibrato. We usually teach what we've been taught, and I do this motion a lot. But for arm vibrato, it's like this, and we need to have that ability to have sometimes wrist, sometimes arm, and sometimes finger when we're really, really high. Again, you're going to have one main vibrato that you're going to go fall back on, and in this case, it's your arm vibrato, but you want to be able to have a little bit of ability to do all of them, especially in those top positions where you can't always pull your hand away from the instrument to do the arm vibrato. All right. When you're doing vibrato, we want to have three aspects that we are in control over. One is the speed, all right? The speed, how fast or slow, and we're going to work a lot of that in our rounds of 8. We definitely want to have our vibrato have a set width to it. We want to have it be wide, and sometimes narrow if we want that effect. We want to have the ability to go between both. And then we want our motion and our sound to be even. And evenness is the most critical aspect, because if it's not even, again, like it's warbling all over the place, it's not going to be pleasing for anyone to listen to. When you're trying to master vibrato, we want to do those 3 steps as well. We want to get the form going. We want to have the correct posture, the correct motion. All right, so now I get myself going into the arm vibrato. Again, I like to slip into wrist vibrato because that's my main vibrato, but my arm vibrato works as well. And then we want to make sure that the speed is happening. We're going to work on that in our rounds of 8. And the last thing is we want to incorporate that vibrato into our playing. And once we have all those things figured out, it's pretty much going to become a reflex, and you're not going to think about it a lot as you add it in. Remember, our vibrato is a cause and effect. Our hand moves back, and the effect is that our finger is rolling, or our finger goes from fingernail to finger pad. Be careful that you don't slide the finger. We don't want to have that idea. We want to have in one pitch and then have our vibrato happen from there. Remember that you are going to have the fingernail, finger pad, fingernail, finger pad, fingernail, finger pad, and you're going to feel that knuckle even, knuckle below. All right, you're going to feel them drop a little bit below as you are doing your different vibrato. When you're doing vibrato, it's very important that you go from being in tune to slightly flat to back into tune. All right, so if I do the vibrato, if I start to go closer to my bridge, the way that our ear hears it is that it's hearing it go sharp. All right, so it's always got to be from in tune to slightly flat and back into tune. Be very careful that your thumb doesn't lift off. It's more of a cello and the bass problem, but we want to make sure our thumb is in one spot and anchored ourselves in a position. It's also very easy to have excess pressure with the thumb. Sometimes you can vibrate. It's not going to sound the best. And the harmonic if you're pressing too hard. If you're also pressing too hard, you can make sure that you can use try to think about rocking all the way back, or knocking, quote unquote, because it's hard to get all the way back there, the E peg. I also, my sons, when they go to the dentist, they always seem to get one of these balls. All right, you can put that in the crook of your finger and practice going, pulling back. Get my hand set up here. All right, it's another good option that you can choose. When you are playing, don't get just good at the second finger. Add the third finger, add the first finger, add the fourth finger. And you're going to find out that your motion is going to feel a little bit different, but we want to get it as consistent as we possibly can between the first, second, third, and fourth fingers. All right? When you are playing, when you move back to first position, again, I would spend most of the time on the side of the instrument. All right? But if you can, when we move at the first position, make sure that it's mimicking that motion and we don't start collapsing or going underneath the instrument. All right? Again, remember that the angle of the finger must change. If you're doing all this work below, but nothing's changing on top, vibrato's not going to work. Remember, it has to go from in tune to slightly flat. All right? The last thing that I want to remind you of is when you're practicing, always strive for an even and wide sound and try to get yourself working with different speeds. And a lot of that is going to come with our next exercise and next video that is going to be talking about the rounds of 8. So hopefully that was some helpful hints that can get you rolling into some better vibrato. And I'll see you soon on the rounds of 8. Bye-bye.